morning, everybody. February 22nd, 2018, 6:36 a.m. And wow, we have flooding going on in 6, probably 7 or 8 different states right now. We do have 5 states under flood warning, 30 million people under flood warning as of today. That number is going to rise in the next 24 hours. We still have this trough of moisture being pulled up from the Gulf, and the reason I pulled up vent to sky here is to give you a little bit of an idea of why this is happening. Now, we always talk about the Bermuda high pressure, which is right here in the Atlantic Ocean. You see it's spinning in a clockwise motion right now, and these winds, these are upper level shear winds. They are moving in a clockwise motion, pulling that warm air from I guess, you know, you can call it the Caribbean and near the Bahamas and up through Florida, up through the Gulf, and it's going in a circle. So what this is also doing is it's pressing this front against the east, or the east coast rather, while we have a downward, another winter storm, by the way, before we get any further, is forming right now in the upper west. It will come down over the Rockies and then over the mid-plains again, so we are going to get more snow. This warm weather in the northeast is going to stop basically as of today as this rain moves up. Now, over the weekend, we are expected to get some actual snowfall in areas of New York, Vermont, these upper states right around here. I pulled up a little chart for you that I drew on. Now, basically, you can consider this our front line with where the flooding is. This circle here, we are also going to have in the next 24, 36 hours tornado watches. So if you're anywhere in this circle, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Missouri, and then western areas of Kentucky, Tennessee, and even the south areas of Illinois, you will be under tornado watches in spotty areas. It's not this entire circle. I circled it because it's just a lot easier than going down and finding the exact areas. The weather changes on an hourly basis, so anywhere in this area, just keep an eye on that local weather, and you will know if you are in a tornado area. Even west areas of Texas are going to have tornado situations, and that is due to the shear winds that I just showed you. So once again, on vent to sky, you see these winds being whipped up from the Caribbean all the way through the Gulf and up this way, and then we have a high shear wind that's coming across the bottom part of the U.S. and out into the Atlantic, even higher than this wind. So what these winds are doing is they're crisscrossing each other, and that's what's causing that possible tornado watch and warning situation right in this area here. And again, it's going to change hourly. Tornadoes are very spotty situations. They can predict them, I guess, up in like 15 minutes. They can, you know, predict exactly where they're going to show up depending on current situations. So that is just a basic warning for you guys. But the main issue right now is the flooding going on. And again, 30 million people under flood watch. I'm not going to open any of these. Again, copyright issues, don't want to mess with that. But you can just get an idea of what's going on. All these pictures have been posted within the last couple days or couple hours. A lot of this is in the middle of the country. I brought this chart up once again to give you an idea of the moisture that's just exploding all the way from Dallas, Texas, all the way through St. Louis, Missouri, up into Detroit. So right now, the Ohio River Valley is still just getting hammered with rain. There's been flooding in states that haven't had flooding in 50, 60 years. So this is a very significant situation. This will go down in history as one of our worst flood deals as far as the United States as a whole. Some areas aren't getting hit as bad even within this moisture area, which is pretty interesting. There are some little openings in here, but you can see how that moisture is being formed by, again, it's upper level atmospheric conditions that are causing this. You can't really see it on this chart, but that mix of pressure coming in from the Gulf and being pulled up, as well as that crazy down dip in the jet stream that we're still dealing with, that's bringing down yet another winter storm. You can see it right here starting to come down. This is going to come over the Rockies and then through the Central Plains, and then it's probably going to get pulled up. That's what they're talking about now, is how the jet stream is going to form this storm and where exactly it's going to take it. Now, the looks of it, according, in my opinion, is it's going to stay in the upper states. It may make it to the Great Lakes, but we're still dealing with Winter Storm Oliver right in this area too. So Oliver is the reason that in places in New York, especially Binghamton, the Binghamton area, you could get 3 to 5 inches of snow. 1 to 3 warnings all around New York, and then upper areas of Pennsylvania as well. And that will automatically include all the areas to the east of the Great Lakes because of the lake effect snow and because of temperatures. Temperatures low enough, you get moisture going over the Great Lakes, you're going to get lake effect snow. That's just how it works. That's why areas like Watertown, Erie, and Buffalo are always getting dumped on with snow whenever we have moisture crossing over the Great Lakes with a dip in the jet stream. That's how that works. And the jet stream is what allows that cold air to come down from Canada. But right now we're talking about the flooding. And again, it's because of this warm air we have mixing with this crazy moisture. Just you could see it blowing up in certain areas. These storms are just taking off. We got Louisiana, they're forming over the west areas of Texas, and then even over into Mississippi you can see some of these moisture bombs just exploding, and then they're all the way down into Mexico too, so those are also moving into Texas. There's going to be areas of Texas that get spotty rain from this stuff. You can kind of see the cutoff right there is where this chart cuts off. So again, guys, we are dealing with massive flooding in a lot of different areas. Here is our county to county chart. Now, winter weather advisories are going on in this big chunk here, and that's all due to temperatures. Then we have this entire area that covers the 6 or 7 or even 8 different states in flood warnings, flash flood events, and then again, this color here is flash flood warnings right in this area. But if you circle this area right here, that's the expected tornado watch area as well, and that's going to be going on for the next 36 hours, again because of that cross shear wind going west to east, and then that Bermuda high pressure clockwise spin bringing air up from the Gulf and through the Caribbean and then up through the Gulf, and then crisscrossing this way. You're going to get tornadoes spinning all through this area. So it's almost like the end of days weather type stuff we're dealing with here. There's just every season going on. We have record-breaking temperatures as far as heat goes. We have record-breaking cold temperatures still going on in California. And you can even bring that into areas of Oregon, too. Oregon had record lows. You can see this pink area. I believe, I forget what the pink is actually. Oh, well, winter storm warnings. There you go. So this winter storm that we're dealing with Oliver right here, we're going to be dealing with yet another one coming up very shortly, which would be our letter I. Here is a idea. This is actually lowballing it to me because there's already been more rain that fell in these areas, especially in areas near St. Louis. This is over the next 24 hours all the way through Columbus, Ohio, down into, it looks like Missouri's part of that too, Arkansas. Arkansas especially will get 3 to 6 inches in this band here. And again, tornadoes, this area right here. Keep an eye on this area if you live here, guys. I mean, I know it's not too common to get tornadoes in February, but I'm telling you, they are talking about it, and it's going to be the next 36 hours. So, again, I want you to picture this band moving up, and as this band gets up over the Great Lakes, that's when that dip in the jet stream begins to meet it. That's when Oliver is also pushing across the Great Lakes. Again, that is what is going to turn this moisture into snow for the upper northeast. Boston, you might be out of the picture for snow. It's hard to tell at this point. Over the weekend, I will have more updates for that. I do have a couple more things pulled up for you. I took a snapshot of the moisture being pulled up, so you can get an idea how the jet stream is coming down this way. And then we got this bow right here. You can see how it's almost bent, and then it goes over that way. So this is the big dip in that jet stream we've been watching that started over here. That's what's bringing this new winter weather down. This will probably be another named storm, letter I. And then this is going to come across, and I believe it's going to follow the same path, except it's not going to come as far east. I believe this storm's going to stay up in this area, and it's going to come over here, probably Missouri, Iowa, and then up into the Great Lakes areas, Lake Michigan, so on and so forth, lake effect snow situation, and will eventually make its way to the northeast. So we just got to wait and see how fast this thing moves, how much the jet stream affects it. But if you live along the Ohio River Valley, if you already aren't in flooding areas, just be prepared because this rain is not stopping. It's going to go on throughout the weekend, and we just have to deal with it. We got to push through and get out on the other end. That's all we can do. Here is another water vapor chart I brought up for you. You can see exactly the same thing. Those storms beginning in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi are producing these, and then that moisture is just getting pulled up, and you can see how it's kind of lifting up too. They start to stop forming. You get a little bit in Mexico that goes over the Gulf, but you can see how this is beginning to lift up. That's that jet stream. It's coming up in this direction, but it's also turning almost in a circle, so it's wanting to bend its way up, and that's also why I believe this new deal of snow here is going to stay more to the middle of the country and then get caught right around here and then pulled up through the Great Lakes, possibly affecting the Northeast in about a week, 5 days, give or take. But right now we have other stuff to deal with. So we have ice, we have that ice line we were talking about. That's also why I brought this chart up here. We have ice warnings going on to the west of this line, and then all the flooding going on to the east of this line. And again, these arrows are representing that clockwise rotation of the warm air being pulled up, and that is why this band here has so much moisture in it. The moisture is being pulled up very quickly, and it's just very dense. It's just the atmospheric conditions at this time mixed with the jet stream situation and also the Bermuda high pressure. So again, just another example of why weather is such a timely thing, that all these different factors have to come together at the same time in order for certain things to happen, and it just so happens that everything's in the right position to cause this major flooding that some areas have not seen in 50 years, guys. There are places that are flooding. Now, I live along the Susquehanna River. I posted a drone video of the banks of the Susquehanna near areas of Wilkes-Barre and Luzerne County, showing the remaining ice chunks that are left from the ice dam we had. And now we are under warning for that to be flooding. So the Susquehanna River also is under this watch in Pennsylvania over the weekend. Lots of rain. It's basically all we're dealing with right now. Again, this is our county-to-county website. For those of you that want to check this chart out, this is a very important chart. I use this every single day, whether I'm posting a video or just to check my own county. It's weather.gov. You'll be able to see active alerts, forecast maps, radars, river, lakes, and rainfall. Now, if you click that, it brings you to this chart here, and this is each of these is a sensor. You can click on individual dots here if you want to. I'm not going to do this now for time reasons, but you can find out exactly what rivers, creeks, lakes you live by are above average, are below average, are already flooding. You can do basically anything. There's a lot of amazing charts out there that give a lot of data. It's just that people don't know where to go to get them. So I want to start doing that. I'm going to start posting more links in the description box of the video. But as of right now, guys, there has not been much of a change except for the fact that we are now 30 million people in flood warnings. Cincinnati is almost basically under a state of emergency as far as flooding goes. What else? Cleveland, ice. You will be dealing with ice. Yesterday it was warm weather. Today it's going to be an ice storm. And then over the weekend, Minneapolis, you will be getting snow. Omaha, Nebraska. That's when that snow is going to start moving in. And then again, it's the shear winds. The shear wind we have moving across the bottom of the U.S. is what's going to keep this new winter storm up in the middle here. Even if we have a down dip in the jet stream, that shear wind is going to mix with the jet stream. The jet stream itself is an upper atmospheric wind pattern that's getting interrupted. There's something interrupting this. It's off map here, but there's a very weird pressure going on in the upper Pacific Ocean, and you could picture the jet stream as a big circle. That kind of a portion of that circle comes over the U.S. It goes up into the polar areas over Canada, and then comes back down in a circle. And then there's a pressure going on in the upper Pacific that's warping that. If you follow my mouse, sorry, there's no map here to show you. If you follow my mouse, it comes in, and then it causes these warps in the jet stream. That's why we're getting these massive dips in this month. I mean, we had record lows in San Francisco, all sorts of stuff we've been talking about this entire week. Also, you can kind of consider this a moisture system. Again, this is in a colder area. This may be snow. This is going to mix in with that new snowstorm. But again, guys, we have flooding. We have record high temperatures being broken. We have record lows being broken. We have records being broken as far as day-to-day hot to cold. So there's states that were breaking records as far as heat, and then the next day they are in record lows, which is just incredible stuff. And in some of these areas here in the green, that's where the major flooding is going on. It's going to move up, and as we get this moisture up into the northeast, that's when you're going to see the jet stream begin to cause that to freeze. Great Lakes areas need to be on a watch for that. So that's basically all we have for today, guys. Hopefully I will have a video this afternoon. If not this evening, I have to travel to another area of PA today, going to visit somebody, and then I will have an update for you. So if not, the entire weekend I will have videos daily, probably multiple. Again, the weekend I have to make videos. not working, so that's what's awesome. But unfortunately, work I have to go to right now. So I hope everyone has a great day. I hope everyone stays safe. Keep an eye on these charts. Keep your local weather on. This is very significant flooding. This will go down in history as one of the more significant periods in the month of February that we've ever seen as far as crazy weather goes. This bipolar weather situation we have going on. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll be in touch. Bye-bye.